Willie. One-eyed Willie.
Good sounds rolling.
You are now tapped in with Through My Eyes with One Eye.
One-eyed Willie.
Through my eyes with one eye. The world, it was podcast.
Hey, this your boy Ill Will. Make sure y'all tap into the World's Illest podcast.
Yo, what up, everybody, and welcome back to Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. I'm your host, One-Eyed Willie, and today in the studio with me, we got BLEE, BLEE. What are they calling you nowadays, man?
Whatever they know me by, for real. It's cool.
That's
cool.
whatever they
Good
know
to see
you by.
brother. How you living?
Man, good. About you?
Fantastic. I feel good.
Man, I've been seeing you all over the internet here lately, man. What is going on, man? Like you was low for a minute and then boom, you just pop back up. I'm seeing freestyles. I'm seeing you on all different types of platforms. What's going on with BLEE? What's been popping, man?
The nigga turned 30. That's what it was.
30's the new 20.
Man, just so they can know who you are, bro. You've seen me since I was a kid, like 17, ripping and
Right.
running. So even then, it was like I was always a jabberjaw when it comes to the music, always trying to get my bars off to someone. In this light, technology just kind of looked out for me in a way. So someone higher up got to look where I was at and say, nah, he's eating. Let's see if he can eat on a bigger table. So that's how that came about.
Nah, real talk. Yeah, I have been around watching you from the beginning. Well, I won't say the beginning because I know you were doing your thing before you got here. But, from the time when you were here on to what you're doing now, you know what I'm saying? I probably would say I was one of those critics very critical of what BLEE was doing. I will say that, you know what I'm saying? It was very competitive time back then.
To be fair, I wasn't
so.
really talking about shit back then. So it's shout out to the ones who was doing it. Even Flo was killing shit, Dame was killing shit, Cam Dollars, Young Sweet, just the OGs of Radcliffe. And for me to be like the little, I guess in the time, G-baby of the situation, I was able to just kind of take note instead of really jumping in the battle of things. So I'm kind of glad I got my opportunity to shine when I did.
Right, that which is dope. So now you were around the age of 17. You were doing your thing, so you went through those years. You just said at the beginning of this show that you turned 30. A nigga turned 30. You know what I'm saying? So you went through a lot of different things through your 20s, and now you're 30. I'm pretty sure from women to having a child, raising a child. You know what I'm saying? Different careers, so on and so forth. Right. How has those experiences that you have went through shaped you as an artist that you are today?
Between the three of us in here, bro, I wasn't supposed to make it in my 20s, let alone in my teens. There was no sense of being humble in that. I think I was super arrogant, super cocky ass kid. The smile was always a smile, so I could still do that. But I mean, in reality, it's so much more character development that had to be instilled within me. So now I say, like, coming back from LA, anything that thought he was got solidified. I think I got pretty well cemented in that.
That's what's up. Now, before we get into your LA trip, because I really want to talk about your LA trip and everything that you did over there, what's the status with you now? Is it BLEE doing the independent thing? Are you still connected to a label? What's that, and what does it look like for you right now?
So I say this to any platform I'm on, BLEE has no legal paperwork with anybody. So I'm free agent, if you could put it that way. But in that same light, I connect with the people I started with. I still have my family. Bread Boy still my family. Gimme Gang still my family. I Am Royalty up in Louisville still my family. So if I go out to like New York when I did the BET thing, or LA when I did the thing with that's resources I can bring back to Kentucky as a rural plant of saying, nah, I'm planting my seeds here because it's rich resources that you could bring back.
Right. Now, we talked on the phone a couple of days ago, probably like a week or so ago, when we talked about, your experience at the Pit Cypher, along with your experience with going to BET and how that shaped you when you went out to LA and performed on, what is it, the Corner Store LA?
Yeah, correct. Shout out to Corner Store LA. So that was all alley-oops, man. So I guess are we talking about it now? Are we jumping into it?
Let's jump into it. So you went to let's jump into it, because I don't know exactly how it went. I don't know if you did the recording and the music video first, or if you did the Corner Store LA. How did it go? How did you even get out there? Let's start there. How did you get out to LA, and what was the whole reason for you going there?
Baron got to the West Coast because of West Side Boogie.
Okay.
So that was a cool moment in just time and longevity. Because go back 5 years when I was living in Radcliffe, I used to do something called IG 16s where I was freestyling every day on Instagram.
Right.
I was trying to go for 365, tapped out at 74. But the crazy part about that, out of the 74 people, you know, the only person to respond when I was doing the remixes and freestyles was Boogie. Only used one word, said snapped. So everybody, oh, you know, where's that Boogie? But from there, like nothing happened. I went back to my 12-hour shift. Life was life. Going into it now, fast forward to me just going through my Instagram archives, looking at shit that I used to do, getting inspiration from somewhere. And I remember he left that comment. Now you can like post the comment on your story and it notifies the original commenter. I didn't know that. So he got it, saw my story, looked at the other stories. You gonna like this because I did a Jigga What, Jigga Who remix at the time. And I got that shit off. So he was just like, nah, you still hard, bro. Let me know your budget, da-da-da. And on top of that, I think about it, like 5 years ago is how he was like, you the dude from 5 years ago. But then he's like, let me know if you got some material. I had nothing.
Right.
I had songs, but they weren't quality songs to say this is a single.
Right.
Except one that I shelved 2 years ago from some Bowling Green guys that I linked up with. When I sent it to him, he just sent me some fire emojis and was like, I'll get this back to you in a matter of days. And that was like me still working out here, still working, you know, construction and whatnot. So going into that, it was 7 days when I got the verse back. And then he doubles down and says, what are you doing for the video shoot? I ain't no superstar or nothing like that. So it wasn't like right away in my head to say like, oh yeah, I got the perfect idea. I had my homegirl AJ talk about oh, you should probably do an animated, you know, video type because budgeting, you got budget shit.
Right.
And I talked to him. I was like, what's the budget to get you in Kentucky? And he's like, nah, bro, you gotta come to LA.
Gotta come to LA.
And the way he said it, it was more so like you need to see what's out here for you. That's really what I took it as. So when you say like what happened with the corner store LA, that was his alley-oop. Okay. He gave that to me to say, while you out here, you need to tap in with such and such, get on such and such, and show him what you've been doing. Because I'm a hooper on the court when it comes down to this rap shit. Like, I just want to show him what a good pickup game is. So when you let me on your turf and I get to get off my freestyles of like, mind you, I was on BET, I didn't win on BET. So this is redemption. Mind you, the Pit Cypher, I didn't win the Pit Cypher. And I went straight to basic training after that. Shout out to Flo. He's because he won that Pit Cypher. But you know, in that same sentence, it's like these are people that I grew up with, still collected with. When I thought I was maybe on the right, someone let me know how I could correct myself. And that's good mentorship, no matter the peer or age. Yeah. So I take pride in what Kentucky has made me into what is in a world standing, an MC. I'm an MC. I don't back down from shit. I think of myself as a Cassius Clay of rap. If a nigga want to test, he can test.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen you talking about you were the Cassius Clay of rap. Who gave you that title? How did you get coined? You gave that?
Yeah. No, I say it with a smile on my face because I know Will's gonna be like, I'm gonna critique the shit out of this.
Nah, I like it, man. You know, you get in the ring and you willing to get in the ring and facing the opponent in that ring, and you gonna handle your business, win, lose, or draw. So I can respect that, and it works. Put it that way. I'm not trying to stumble over my words, but it works, and it fits everything it fits everything about who you are and how you move as well. Now, before we go any further, let's rewind it real quick for a second. Okay. You said that when you reposted the story, it tagged Westside Boogie. Yeah. And then he said, "Oh, you the dude from 5 years ago." When he said you the dude from 5 years ago, how do you feel about him? How did you feel that when he remembered who you were, BLEE, from the kid from Kentucky?
Okay. Well, I say this as an artist. You gotta separate yourself a lot when it comes to like, oh, I'm a fan versus I'm also a rapper. So it was like stepping in a dojo in a way. You know, you know the martial arts and you take the discipline very seriously, but when you see a master at hand, you gotta look at yourself in that same light of like, nah, I step to this. I really do this shit. Yeah. So if someone's gonna try and like stargaze me out of what I already know I am, that's not happening here. Right. So thank you for giving me the ticket to the classic because I pulled the windmill dunk. That's how I look at it.
That's what's up right there. So you get out to LA. I see you get you had the Tesla, you riding clean, you in the the dope parts of LA. Was that your first time being in LA? And how did you feel about that whole LA trip? Was it the vibes? Was it those vibes that you have always thought about?
Yeah. Honest to God truth. I told myself as a kid, I've been invited to West Coast maybe 3 or 4 times, but it was nothing music related, so I always turned it down. I lost relationships because they wanted to go to concerts of artists that I knew I would be on stage with one day.
Right.
You talk crazy to people that think you're delusional, but if you go the crazy route and keep doing it, it's bound to say he's disciplined and very passionate about where he's going in this.
Right.
So I don't take fault to people not seeing the vision I always had for myself.
Now you went out there. Did you bring the team with you? How did you move when you went out there in LA? How long was you said your stay was what, 5
4
days?
days. 4 days in LA.
Okay.
I was very selective on who I was bringing with me. My boy Skylar, he's actually on the hook. It was originally his song that he was putting together. I just stumbled in on the studio session at hand and had some bars because I always have the bars.
Right.
My boy Leo, he shot the Golden Child video. He's like the Steven Spielberg when it comes to me feeling like a Michael B. Jordan figure in the.
Now that whole Leo story, that's a whole nother story. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that too.
Crazy white boy.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like you go get the right people who know how to do more than one job. You don't want to get someone who's so selective of like, oh, we this and we gotta stay this and we gotta. It's like, all right, but what else are we doing? So like Skylar, yeah, he's on the hook of the song, but he's also giving me ideas on styling shit on my dressing. And
Okay.
he's also doing the digital artwork for the cover. My boy Leo, he does his own thing. My boy Eric, he's the one that's going half with me on anything financial that has to go with this music shit.
Right,
so those 4 days, that Tesla, the Airbnb, we went half on that shit. So if you had to say this is Jay-Z talking to you, that's Dame Dash. For real.
That's the crew right there. This the Rockefeller crew right here.
Gimme. GIMME, which is genuine individuals making moves everywhere.
Okay.
I'm dropping the gang. We're trying to market better. So we're trying to go
kind
farther.
of like that. You see, when you said that, kind of reminds me of that conversation that 50 had with Gotti when he told him like change it up from Cocaine Music Group and just CMG. It represents the same thing, but you're able to do a lot more business and
Kids
get into
watch
a
us,
lot
man.
more doors. Right?
It's very much that. I don't know what the 5 years has in store for me in the next time or so, but I mean, if I can make it look as a household name as I feel that it already is, then yeah, we can win.
Now, you did the song with Boogie. Did you record your verses together, or did you record your verses here, then shoot them out to him? Because I'm asking that because I wanted to see if you went to the studio with him and what that vibe was like.
So I did not go to the studio with him.
Okay.
I originally had 8 bars that I had in the tuck of that song I shelved from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So when I sent it to him, he was like, all right, I'm gonna get you something back. He then sends me 16 bars. It's structured to say 8 bars, hook, 8 bars, hook, 8 bars, done. He goes, 16, hook. Baron, you gotta come up with 16 now. That's how that looked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I said this in the last interview, but I was like, if this was Super Smash Bros, he kicks the third player off and says, nah, mano y mano. We get this off. And I'm like, I had to call him. on the phone because I'm over here like, I don't think he meant that. You gotta double check on these things. I called him. I was like, hey man, this verse is veteran status. You seasoned in the shit. I don't even have any things to suggest, but I do have to go back and give it 8 more bars for a 16 to be done. And he says, nah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And off that, I'm like, oh, I'm about to fire this shit up.
So would you say it sounds like talking to him, being around him, he was a pretty cool, laid back guy. He wasn't one of those guys. You know how people say when sometimes you shouldn't meet your idols because you're not going to like them. And not saying that he is your idol, but was he cool just to be around? How was his vibe?
I can say I'm a fan of his music. You know, I got put on back like 2018 when he had like Self Destruction and shit out. So I knew of his catalog already. I knew a lot of it. I know when I go into like a fanboy and shit, like he's not one of those guys that respond in the sentimental level. He's more about his business, and I respect that.
Right.
Because that's how I gotta walk. So even then, I get out of my element to say, Baron, you're 30. Stop trying to act like you're not trying to eat at this table. You're so much gazing at the table. So it came down to him just looking out the same way Sweet would, or Cam would, or Glow would. If I'm in foreign land and there's a villager who knows all parts of it, he's gonna make sure I'm good. And I'm going out there to do what I'm supposed to do. I had to set up some boundaries to the people that was around me to say, like, no women, no alcohol. We can smoke all we want, But no women, no alcohol. Because the minute we get that involved, it turns into a whole you ain't nothing without David Ruffin type story.
Right.
I don't want that.
You don't want any of that. That's what's up right there, man.
Yeah.
Smart. Moving with strategy.
It's trial and error. We've gone through this so many times, and you've seen it. Whether it was me with Bread Boy or me doing my own thing, it was always trial and error. But like Tony Stark with the suits, I go back to those suits and I modify. I don't try to get something new out of nowhere and start a new team. If you can go back to the ones who did the job and execute it off the first go, give them the callback.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, you spoke about him recording the song, but then he asked you about the video. So you went out to LA, you guys shot the video.
Yeah.
Tell us a story about Leo, man, and how he came through for you. And it's a dope story. I think people would like to hear that.
Yeah. So Leo, man, mind you, crazy white boy from Bowling Green. I always say that, but it's just like, because when he found me, I was already doing shows out there on some like, you know, I do the stage presence pretty well. And he's like, nah, he's out of here. From there, we clicked up, I think back in 2016, 2017, we had a crew called Wave House. We've updated that, and now we're known as the Higher Self Collective. You know, there's some bad apples, and you got to take the egos out of the part of it and understand that there's more to be had.
Right.
And so we saw the bigger picture, and we formulated yet again. Skylar also on the hook. He was Wave House. Too Cold to Care when I did Mo Blessings. He engineered that. When you say Skylar on the boards, that's him.
That's him.
So
Okay.
I tell people, like, I don't change the pieces. I just move them in new places of like, nah, I think you'll benefit and prosper over here if we do it like this. And that's not all me half the time. That's like my boy Eric suggesting, my boy Skylar suggesting, or Leo suggesting. You got to be able to take the criticism as well as the advice, as long as it doesn't change or defer who you are.
Right. Nah, real talk.
I'm open-minded. So they had to dress me half the time. Like I can say that openly because when I'm in, you know, Kentucky, I'm at home, I'm hoodie B. I just throw the hoodie on, throw the jacket on, I got my logo on it, you know, that's just how I rock. But it was everything for me to know, like, well, you know, I think when Leo came into Flesh the way he did, he had plugins on, like, you know, even the set for me and Boogie to shoot that final scene.
Right.
In the video, that would be the first scene, but it's actually the last scene we shot. We go into this fashion district. There's a cool shop with a cool designer, Tell the Truth clothing.
Let's Tell the Truth clothing.
Tell the Truth shop. Check them out. They're dope people. I checked out everything he had on the walls, and I saw this one yellow jacket that looked like it was a firefighter suit. So my analogy takes me places sometimes people didn't understand until they hear it. So I'm like, oh man, this looks like, you know, X-Men. Means I gotta be a firefighter later. And it's just like, oh man, I got a few pieces if you want to rock. Mind you, I'm from Kentucky. I don't know fashion like that. I'm not no ASAP Rocky.
Right.
So if it looks like Rolling Stone, throw it on me.
Yeah.
Because I came to have the personality and bars. Everything else you can have fun with.
Yeah. And so you ended up doing so Leo connected you with them.
Yeah.
But see, so Leo had been doing a lot of things with fashion companies, and he was actually in Europe at the time.
Mind you, yes. Okay, so
when this was going
Leo
on, right?
came down from London to shoot my video and had to fly back out to Paris. He's doing films and shit. So like, I call him the Spielberg of Kentucky. He gets that shit off, and I'm like, and he shooting my music video? What the fuck? Yeah, man. Lifers. We're lifers.
That's dope.
He watched me have my kid, and I watch him have his. You know, that's my brother.
That's what's up right there. Now you just said something that triggered something in my mind. You said it was about doing the business.
Yeah.
Talk about doing the business with West Side Boogie and making sure that you get everything completed, so that way when you push the music out, it's supported on his end. You know, it's you did the splits, you did all of those things, because I think sometimes people miss that part of the game. It's cool to have a artist of a certain caliber on your song, but if you did not do the business, how does it benefit you as the artist?
So, you know, like I have like a Jiminy Cricket named Calvin, usually in my ear about those things.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I know the business is always going to be the business. You got to be sturdy with that. But in this sense, the West Coast had the say in it. You know, I say, trust the process, Baron. I didn't know if Boogie was going to give me a verse back. I didn't know if Boogie was going to show up for that music video shoot. I didn't even know if Boogie was going to look out and throw me on Corner Store LA, but he did. So when I had to make sure my back end is taken care of, it is. But to see that the bridge is met on both ends, I have to trust the person I'm working with. Boogie has not let me down in any sense from here. So I believe when we drop, we're going to have everything as far as paperwork taken care of as well.
That's what's up.
But that's between us, you know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
really
yeah,
have to
yeah.
speak that in front of
Real talk. No, I understand
I
that. I just like seeing people also do the business
100%.
portion of it as well. So I like to try to have everybody drop that little bit of gem on these shows, so people who listen, they can also tap in.
Yeah, no, make sure you got your distro kit, your TuneCore, your BMI, all that shit taken care of, because we are not doing this for play. We're here to stay. For sure.
Nah, for real talk. So, song is about to come, video is about to come. What's next for BLEE?
Mayhem.
That's
Plenty of it.
That's the next project.
No, I'm just
You just saying mayhem. Is coming
a
at
lot
you.
of shit coming at you fast, bro. I
Okay.
think we're in a Mandela effect where you might have seen him before, but he's moving different. There's a lot of shit. I don't even stutter when it comes to me talking to business or to women, because I know where I just came back from.
Yeah.
In that sense, who do you think you're talking to? I am. I think you've seen that video. I don't know now. But it's as far as Baron, he's not doing no albums.
Mm-hmm.
You might get an EP, but even then, that EP might only have a total of 4 songs, no more than that.
Okay.
I'm working with hella producers. I got like 4 in the pocket right now, sending me beat packs left and right. We are dropping in April.
Okay.
I won't give you a date, but
That's what's
it's
up.
already set in stone of how we're doing everything. So Kentucky, we got something special.
Where can people find Baron at on social media so they can tap into the music that you got coming out?
So the cool thing about Instagram, right? Because this is all how it happened. It happened on Instagram. That's how we got with Boogie and everything. I just started a broadcast channel on my Instagram page.
Okay.
Now, if you go on my Instagram, you also see that BaronLee.com is there. I'm updating that weekly of like freestyles, interviews, all that. This is probably going to be on here as well, but your link will still be YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, from there, I'm trying to get the community involved on like what the next single should be. If we get like, I think we're at 75 members right now. I told them we hit 100, you're going to get another single. We get 200, you're going to get another single. Because the reality is Baron has a backpack of singles.
Okay.
Like a shit ton. And to get them off isn't the hard part. To understand how we can make the longevity. Because I got winded. I got hit with an album called Summer Freeze. And no one listened to it. I could tell. Numbers don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
They probably listened to the 4 out of the 12 songs that were on there. So you take that 4, wait on it. That's a new EP out right now. You can go on BaronLee.com and get it.
That's what's up right there. So new music coming. Everybody can find you on your broadcast channel. Westside Boogie Project, Mayhem, everything. Plan BLEE still
it's just BaronLee.com.
Just BaronLee.com.
I took the plan out. That was,
okay.
Man. Pro-choice. I am pro-choice out here. You do what you want. But that ain't what that was. Shout out to Bread Boy. That was their idea.
It's almost like a double entendre. So you got to understand what it means. So I get it 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rapper, but I can still decipher what y'all are saying within the music and the things that you're trying to do. Just like with the whole, the Cassius, the rap Cassius Clay. So
rap game Cassius Clay.
Rap game Cassius Clay.
Sure.
Let me make sure I get that right. I can't be stumbling over.
You're gonna hear it a lot.
BLEE. You know what I'm saying? Over anything BLEE.
Whether it's me saying it or them saying it, you're gonna hear it a lot.
That's what's up, man. So hey, everybody, man, thank y'all for tapping in. This is another episode of Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. We got Baron Lee in the building. Make sure y'all go follow him. Check out for him with that new track that's coming with Westside Boogie, the video. And make sure you follow that clothing line too. And tap in with us. It's Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. Shout out to my man Flo, FYM, and everybody else who's rocking with the brand. We out.
Gang.
Yeah. Too cold. Drip so mean like a likeness. I just took a look up at my watch and my watch list. Said it's time to get it, listen, I already got this. You ain't seen shit, little nigga, just watch this. I'm a thug like Machiavelli, Tupac shit. Young drop top, shit get hot, then I drop shit. Tryna buffet, this shit came with a chopstick. Tryna run game, you a lame, bitch, you not slick. You know it get real in the field, crew been with it. Nigga got popped, he ain't saying who did it. Talking out your wig and he probably gon' split it. Leave your head spinning like a fidget, damn. Said don't push a button, I just had to hit it. I don't like discussing, I said it, I meant it. Catch me on the traffic, the ops gon' visit. Treat the wheel like a bobbit, I twist it, I whip it. Had to get the fuck up out of there, I'm back in the spot. In the laboratory, I scheme and I plot. Started with a little, finna take a whole lot. I don't fake it till I make it, I'm just taking what you got. Too cold, be the label, give me be the gang. Higher self collective in the lane. Niggas love to hate, we ain't the same. Call your bitch, I just got off the plane and I Just touched down in the A-town. She gon' fuck around and get the bustin' like a greyhound. Hey now, I ain't with discussing money business in the club. Meet me at the Waffle House and we can chop it up. They was acting like we couldn't show a nigga love. Now I show my ass, I ain't gotta act tough. Real one on some real shit. Fuck a bitch, let her feel some. Oh, she been lit, act up, let her feel them. Shooter never miss. Goddamn, yeah, the shooter never miss. Like, whoa, I was trying to get it on the low key. Double back, flip it to a stack. Now you owe me. You don't want no drama with the mama like Kobe. Gang sign beat from the 3 like Ginobili. Who you know get it poppin' like me, I go crazy. Feeling like Westbrook and KD OKC. Niggas fugazi, sing it to your lady. Jealousy for Jodeci and wild like Casey. YG on the phone, let me know I'm going brazy. Still going strong if police try to taste me. You gon' have to fade me, knees in the dirt. Hate to go to hell, watch a nigga go to work. I'm beastin', ballin', bitch, I'm going all in. Can't waste time with you niggas, I'm going all in. Fuck with a nigga like me. RP my nigga Pimp C. Shout out to my nigga Mac G. Don't forget the 3 E's, gotta end it with a Z. Too cold, bitch.